Hi lovey, it's Lucy Vital. Welcome to my channel. As always, it is such a pleasure having you here with me, and it would mean so much to me if you like, comment, subscribe, and share. As promised, today's video is a part 2 to yesterday's video, which was being unkind to a good man. So tonight's video is being unkind to a good woman. I have a very good guy friend, so I'm going to discuss him. And he actually inspired this, and he shall remain nameless, but I love you. We go back from, God, 80s. Wow, I cannot believe I'm an 80s baby. Anyways, what makes a woman a good woman? It's not just the way that she looks, the way she styles her hair and how she smells, how she dresses, the schools that she's been to. What makes a woman a good woman is integrity. And integrity is doing what is right, whether people are watching you or not. Integrity is being a woman of your word and being honest, because honesty is not always the easiest thing, but if you can be honest, there's no way for you to not be a woman of integrity. So, unfortunately, in a relationship, sometimes men get so comfortable with a good woman and the way that she keeps herself together, her household, her career, the children, the bills, whatever it is that she's doing so well with it, he doesn't see her efforts anymore. And sometimes after having a bad day, or just because he knows that she's a patient woman, or she doesn't like to be unnecessarily combative, he may be verbally abusive, he even may be emotionally abusive. I just want to also share that abuse is not just I'm talking, I'm hearing that R. Kelly song. I'm sorry, I'm not an R. Kelly fan, but there was a song called When a Woman's Fed Up. And he basically talks about in the song all the steps that a woman goes through before she becomes finally fed up and is no longer interested in entertaining the man that she's with. Sometimes men see it as nagging. The only reason why a woman will continue to tell you the same thing over and over ad nauseum is not because she likes to talk or she has nothing better to do. It's because she wants you to fix it. Sometimes men are under the impression when a woman stops talking that now he finally has peace. Now she finally understands. Now she's finally like a woman he can rock with. Bro, when a woman is no longer talking, you're done. Women only talk about the things that matter to them. So when a woman is sharing something with you, no matter how many times you've heard it, especially when pertaining to you, it's because there's an issue. Now, you do have some women that are not communicative. I love my mother, but I think her and I are night and day. She is a very reserved woman, and sometimes I wish I was not as communicative as I am. I wish I was more quiet in that way. But I guess in that case, I'm more my father's daughter. Because listen, if something's bothering me, I ain't keeping it inside of me. It has to come out. And my mother, she's mysterious. And I find that to be such a good thing, you know, versus me that's so loquacious, running my mouth. She's more internal. And I'm like, wow, I wish I got that from her. A lot of times men think that, oh, you know, that's finally she's giving me peace. Yeah, she's gonna give you a piece of peace and chuck her deuces and leave. It's only a matter of time. That's not a good thing. There was a book and a movie that I loathe. I've never watched them. I've never read them. I think I might have seen like 90 seconds at somebody's house, and I couldn't even tell you who. I cannot stand men that think women have to think like men. If you want to be with a man, be with a man. But if you say that you like or love women, understand that women think like women. I notice in my personal life experiences, women are always trying to think and understand how men think, you know? And you do not see the reverse. But anyways, that book and that movie, as you can figure, is Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. And I was so annoyed by that book. I wouldn't read it if you paid me to read it, because I find it insulting that a woman, an XX, has to think like an XY. Why? Why is the man's version of thinking better? So when I saw that book and the wrongs of women spending their money, I had bile in my throat. I was like, this just don't make no effing sense. Like, nobody is realizing that we don't have to think like men. And here's the thing, I think that's what makes us special. I don't want a man to think like me. Women generally do not want men to think like us, because if we did, we would be with women, right? Well, some of us are, but we would be with women. We find joy in men thinking and being like men. So when you have someone writing a book and creating a movie saying act like a lady and think like a man, that gives the impression that the thinking is wrong and it could be better if we thought like men. No. Thinking like how you think is fine. So in a relationship, the very long-winded conversation that I just had, it is really important to respect each other. Really important. And to respect your differences, and that your differences don't have to come with disrespect. Many people don't understand that disagreeing with your opinion is not disagreeing with who they are as a person. It's not disagreeing with your character. There's an attorney that I've been watching on YouTube, and he by far gives the best relationship advice of anyone. Pastors, therapists, counselors, your parents, whomever. Because the person that really knows couples well is the divorce attorney. He can tell you based on age, based on anything, who's going to stay together, who's not going to stay together. And I think one of the most poignant things that he said, I cannot remember his name, but he's a very famous divorce attorney in New York. Difficult conversations with a person, you have no business marrying them. So in the case of those couples that don't choose to marry, you have no business being in a long-term relationship or partnership with them. If you can't have difficult conversations, you have nothing with that person. And one of the difficult conversations is maintaining and respecting boundaries. My friend that has given me permission to share his story was with a woman that I still adore. And he got cocky. He got disrespectful in his conversation. And he became very controlling. And I would tell him, if she goes, she's never coming back. And she is a woman of value, and a woman of value no matter what age, because they like to say after 25, 30, you've hit the wall. A good woman is a good woman. Like fine wine, she will only get better in time. And the more I would tell him and the more that she would tell him, he got worse in attitude. Anyway, she got tired after years of them being together, and she left. And just last week he told me, it is one of the worst feelings in the world to lose the best woman that ever happened to you, to now watch her getting the things from a man that you could have given, but you were too ego-driven to give. And that made me feel really badly, because I love them both, and I love them both still, even though that she has moved on. My friend, who I'm so happy has allowed me to share his story, has been with dozens of women, and I've met the majority of them. all lovely, but not his ex-wife. So, what is the moral of that story? Everybody has a breaking point. So if you have a good person that is working with you, that is loving you, will you find flaws about her? Abso-freaking-lutely. How would you not? But should you let those little things become the big things? Absolutely not. Because once a relationship has become toxic, it is almost impossible to detoxify. Because now you've introduced, in some cases, like his, infidelity, disrespect, humiliation, verbal abuse, inferiority complexes. And also what was very poignant is he told me he always felt that she was out of his league, and so he had to make her be less than what she was. And how long was that going to last? I don't want to say what I'm going to say, but I always hope for miracles, you know? I'm always that person that hopes for the impossible to be possible, but I respect her current relationship, so I won't say what I wanted to say. But what I will say, and stop saying the word say, is that don't let it get to that point. Whether, irrespective of your gender, of whoever's watching this, don't let it get to that point. You know, I was talking to a former coworker, and he had told me many men say that they want a good woman, but most of them don't know what to do when they have one. And they end up losing her and becoming bitter or placing blame on her when the onus is really on them and their lack of maturity. Oh my God, I said that almost word for word. Oh my gosh. It takes so little to make me happy sometimes. Woof. Okay, sorry. Dang, I couldn't remember. I can't believe listen, I might not even remember my last name, but wow, I'm very impressed. Anyways, that blew me away. It's just, hindsight is 20/20, guys. It really is. Even with me, I can admit that I was in a relationship and I was suspect the entire time. I was treated so well. I really wanted to know who sent him. And though we're no longer together, I was really baffled. Like, who sent you? Sakuhoyo. Because you don't find people like that often. It didn't work out, I accept it. We're still cordial. But appreciate the person that you're with so they don't become the person you used to be with. Because like my friend, who is so gracious, thank you, still, so gracious to allow me to use him as an example. It's a lesson that we all hear, but yet we never think it can apply to us. It can. It's important to know your love languages. It's important to know what your wife appreciates. Me, I love flowers. I almost want to say, can I truly love a man that doesn't get me flowers? I guess yes, but begrudgingly. I will always long for flowers. And I feel like a man that would tell me yes and not do them, let's just not go down that road. Because flowers cost anywhere from $3 to $3,000, so it's not a financial thing. And when you get something that someone likes, it's not about you. It's about them, Like my favorite color is white and pink. So would I sit there and buy my boyfriend all this pink because I like pink, or would I buy him whatever color it is that he likes? So know the person that you're with, understand their love language. That is so important. And if you make a mistake, if you found yourself going down that road, no one is too big to apologize. Nobody. If you have found some of the mistakes that you've made in this video, as soon as you can talk to your loved one, apologize. Talk to them. Because let me tell you, the streets ain't giving what you think. And for every 10 women to 1 man, 9 of them you might want to leave alone. So, I hope that this video found you well. I am a lover of not taking people, places, or things for granted. So a lot of this, I also want to, what is wrong with my nose? I am always like, I don't do anything of substance with my nose, but I find like, is it allergies or something? I don't know that I'm allergic to something, sorry to go off on a tangent, but it's like, I am always doing something to my nose and I'm realizing like, I'm not doing anything. Anyways, I hope that this video finds you well. I hope that the next time I do a video, I won't be itching and scratching like a weirdo. So, happy early Valentine's Day. I hope you guys get all of your heart's desires. And since it's a very popular time to get pregnant, if you do get pregnant, I think it'd be wise for you to name the baby Lucy, irrespective of gender. Take care, guys.